Hello you guys, I've been thinking a lot about weddings lately, naturally, because I'm a wedding photographer, and I wanted to start looking up information and statistics on why weddings are so expensive. So let's talk about it. I want to break down where all the money actually goes, and since I'm based in Utah, this is going to be Utah specific, so hopefully you guys don't mind. And I really just want to understand what is driving those costs. So first off, there are a lot of moving parts when it comes to weddings, obviously. I mean, you have a venue, photographer, videographer, like social media coordinators that apparently you can hire now. I've never personally worked with one, so if you are a wedding vendor, please drop it in the comments, because from what I've heard, I'm pretty sure they just take BTS on an iPhone for you and they can create a reel for you or something. I don't know, I'm not claiming to understand any of it, but that is where we are at today, so we just gotta roll with the punches. And because so many people care about doing it right, I feel like that can lead to so many roadblocks along the way. And obviously that's gonna make people have to compromise on what they really want to be spending their money on, because obviously weddings add up. Like I said, there's caterers, wedding planners, videographers, photographers, like I said, social media coordinators, DJs, florists, and so much more. You know, I just named 7 off the top of my head, and I'm sure there's more. I got married almost 10 years ago. We did not have a DJ or a videographer or a wedding planner, so that right there just cut our wedding costs in half, thank the Lord. I have thought about if we were to get married today, we would be spending, I'm not kidding, at least $20,000 more than what we spent on our wedding in 2016, which is insane. So first, let's talk about venues. Venues in Utah are a very big ticket item. I think the average cost from what I saw is around $2,000. You can find venues from anywhere between $2,000 to over $10,000 easily. It also depends on the location, the amenities, and how fancy it is. Let's talk about catering. Catering is obviously another big part of a wedding day because you want to be able to feed your guests. In Utah, the food catering ranges from, I think, like $30 to $50 per person. And if you're looking for something a little bit more high budget, I think the average, from what I recall, was between $60 to $75 per plate. Let's talk about photo and video, shall we? This is where I really shine, and I think my fellow creatives will agree with me. Obviously, I'm biased, but I think photo should be on the top 3 priority lists of what you want to spend when it comes to your wedding day, because that is all you have to look back on is photo and video. I'm gonna read a stat from my laptop just so you guys can see, because I want to make sure I get it correct. For photography and videography, couples in Utah are spending on average $3,200 to $3,900 for just the photographer for a smaller wedding. And when you bundle photo and video, it's more like $4,100 to $5,100 for many. So yeah, if you're wanting to do photo and video, you can expect to spend up to, maybe more. I don't know videography pricing, but I'm assuming if you're combining that with photo, you're spending at least $5,000 to have a photographer and videographer at your wedding day. And attire isn't cheap either. Hello, we haven't even talked about the suit, the wedding dress. Attire is also a pinnacle point of your wedding day. For example, a wedding dress in Utah can be anywhere from $1,500 to, again, over $10,000. Like, hello, we've seen Say Yes to the Dress. We know the average cost of wedding dresses, and that's something that I personally would prioritize as well. And then obviously there's the extras: hair, makeup, decor, shoes, accessories. It adds up. I don't even know where we're at money-wise. Is anyone keeping track? So when you add all of that together, it's really easy for the prices to, spike up real quick. And in Utah, even with just the basics, it still adds up so quick. And according to Wedding Report data, the average cost for weddings is around $37,000, which is crazy. But it's important to note that not every single wedding is going to hit that number. Again, I'm a wedding photographer, I'm biased. Why are we not eloping? Hello? Literally just prioritize your wedding dress, your photographer, and flights to elope, and take me with you. If the average wedding price is around $37,000, sorry, honey, we gotta elope, okay? And you gotta take me with you. It's a non-negotiable. But if you want to do a smaller, more intimate wedding, from what I saw online, the average cost is just under $15,000, which is still insane. That's why it's so important for you to talk to vendors, get multiple quotes, kind of see what your budget is going to be, and then have realistic expectations. Because I think that is something that a lot of couples fail to do, is they go in thinking they have one number, and then as soon as they get multiple quotes and kind of can average out what the price is going to be, sometimes it can be a little bit humbling. So you need to go in with whatever your number is, see if you have any wiggle room, and if not, it's like you just have to prioritize what is going to be most important for you on your wedding day. Also, you need to plan for the unexpected. I do not mean to burst your bubble, but unexpected costs can also come up. Like, hello, I didn't even talk about wedding cakes. How much is a wedding cake? I don't know. Can a wedding cake decorator please chime in below and let me know, because I have no idea. 500 bucks? I don't know. I have literally zero concept of wedding cake pricings. All right. In summary, like I said, prioritize. That is the most important thing. What is the most important to you? Is it having a pretty venue? Is it your dress? Is it capturing your wedding day, making sure you're on the same page as your photographer and videographer? And that'll help you prioritize what you want to spend. If you've planned a wedding here in Utah recently, I would love to hear your experience and a rough ballpark of what you spent. If there's anything you regret spending, what you do not regret spending money on, and just all the things. And if you want more budgeting tips, I am going to be making another video similar to this one on how to plan a wedding without going broke and still being able to achieve the wedding of your dreams. So thank you so much for being here. Again, I'm Hannah. I'm a full-time wedding and elopement photographer based in Utah, and I will travel for you. What did you get from this video? Let me know in the comments, because if you're planning to elope, shoot me a DM and we should chat more. Okay, bye.